Greetings, parents. My name is Mr. Hoskins, and I'll be your son or daughter's teacher in government and economics this year. Although it is an unusual and challenging start because of COVID and remote learning, I promise we will make the best of it, and we will have an awesome year nonetheless. So let's look at the syllabus briefly. Let me get that on here for you. Okay, we'll have government in the fall, economics in the spring. The usual documents, the structure of government, how government works, and for economics, the pretty much micro and macroeconomics, microeconomics for personal budgeting and so forth, and learning how to run a business, international economics, comparative economic systems, et cetera, including the macroeconomics of learning how our government does it and how globalization has affected the economies of the world today. So all these things, and the students should have given you this for you to sign, which means that they show it to you. They gave me an affidavit saying that they showed it to you. If you have not seen this yet for one reason or another, please make sure that you talk to your son or daughter so that they can show this to you. The books, we'll worry about the economics book when we get there. We'll hand those out in January when students return their American Government. But they should have American Government by Glencoe, Democracy in Action, and we have been working in that, so they should have it. A few things that we should know is especially the 35 community service hours required. For seniors, since your son or daughter is a senior, they definitely need to get 35 community service hours before they graduate. They will not be given a diploma unless they have these. So they turn these 35 service hours into me. They can do it all at once. That would be preferred, or they can give it to me piecemeal, and I will record it in a spreadsheet. So they need 35 hours, hopefully by May 1st. But hey, if they could do it this fall, that would be awesome. This next page is mainly for the physical classroom, but the first paragraph rings true. And I really want to just read that first sentence because it is my belief in how a classroom should be conducted. Above all, the classroom should be a place where all students can discover, create, express themselves, and feel safe in an environment that is conducive to learning. And I want to make sure, especially for that expressing themselves and feeling safe, that if we get into if we talk about an issue about politics or whatever, that they feel safe in giving their opinion, even though it may be a minority opinion, and that they can feel confident enough to say what they want to say safely. So that's pretty much one of my goals this year, is to make sure that the classroom certainly is that safe environment. So it's not just physical safety, it's also emotionally safe as well. So I want to make sure that students can gain confidence and back up their opinions with facts and evidence and so forth. So we go to the classroom rules and procedures. Pretty much students know how to do that already. As seniors, they're cool. The seniors are more, they don't feel the need as their primary goal in life to make the teacher's life miserable or to distract the class. And so they're kind of beyond that, and they're looking forward to when they get out. So the virtual classroom and Zoom expectations, your son or daughter can show you this. And if they haven't, just email me and I'll be happy to send you this packet if you wish. The virtual classroom just gives students advice on how to do Zoom and what the expectations are, how to turn in assignments. For now, students are turning in assignments on the Hoskins A at cabrillo.k12.ca.us email. And so if they give me anything on that, it'll definitely get to me. However, I'm trying to move over to Google Classroom as the year progresses. Right now, I'm sending out Google Forms, a Google question, and on School Loop, I tell students how they can turn that in. So Ultimately, everything will be on School Loop by default throughout the entire year, but it'll also tell students how to turn in things through Google and so forth and so on. So with asynchronous assignments, especially on Wednesdays, students are on asynchronous all day on Wednesdays. So they will have some sort of assignment to turn in or some kind of Google form. And students have been good about doing that already. And I'm trying to get the students who have not caught on yet, just a few, that they can turn these things in for participation credit and attendance credit. So they should have joined each class student has joined Zoom. Now, office hours, pretty much any time I am not Zooming with students in the morning, pretty much the afternoon hours are my office hours. And students can email me or they can request a Zoom meeting in advance. And if they do, I will be there for them. They just, with an email, this goes for a parent or a student, I'll try to get back to them ASAP, definitely within 24 hours. And so so office hours are there. Students can Zoom me if they need tutoring on or have a specific question. They are welcome to do that. And parents can request that too. So this is in lieu of you signing this, the students just signed an affidavit and sent me an affidavit on Google Forms saying that you saw this. I'm going to stop share now, and I wrote down a few things just to share with you what some of my goals are and the skills that I want students to leave my class with. One, at the minimum skills. One is writing skills. I want students to really know how to write, and of course reading is there, yes, speaking and all that, but writing is key. And so I want students to really learn that. Geography. I want students, if there is a political aspect or an economic aspect, they say, well, Japan is thinking about this, that students will know that Japan is in East Asia, about their economy in East Asia, their relations with China on the political basis. They don't always get along with China or South Korea for that matter. And so I want students to have some level of knowledge of geography. Current events, students should know, I'm going to pay a lot of attention to current events so that students are aware of the politics and the economics that are going on around them throughout the entire world. So, and then going into voting, I would be disappointed if students who are otherwise eligible to vote leave my class and they choose not to. So my goal is to have students participate in their democracy. Sometimes I tell students, hey, government, you could try to ignore government as much as you want and not participate, but you know what? Government's not going to ignore you. So have a say, have a voice in it. So, and especially this year, an election is coming up and there are strong views on both sides. Okay, so, but okay, tell students, don't care how you vote, just vote if you can. Okay, it's important to have a voice. TV, makes sense of multiple sources, TV and newspapers and online blogs, newspapers, online news sources. So I want to help students in a media literacy unit to really cut through the stuff that is either so far biased or false. I want them to spot something that's biased or plainly false or something that really needs to be fact checked. And so I want to help students in that because there's a lot of garbage out there on the internet. And so I want to help students in that aspect. And of course, they will get documents, readings, all the way in the political spectrum. All right, I want to have, yes, involve citizens and community service as part of that. And the icing on the cake would be if one of your sons or daughters decides that they want to pursue a political career as a result of the class, or maybe even do something amazing with economics. And so that will be icing on the cake for me. So at any rate, with economics, in the second half, learning how to how to budget, how to deal with money, um, how to do things like write a check, buy a car, what to do with a credit card. What does GDP mean? What does gross national product mean? What does it mean when people get taxed? Why does government buy back bonds? So all those are very specific things that we will be covering in the classroom. Stock simulation game. And now, okay, so other skills across the board, leadership skills. If students can look at their own leaders and see them as role models. How to write a a person from Congress, a senator or a representative. So how to write a letter. Knowing students are always interested in knowing their rights and their liberties, but also students should also know their responsibilities as citizens as well. So I also hope to get some guest speakers here if I can through Zoom meetings. More on that later. So it was a lot to digest, I know, but hopefully if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to contact me at hoskinsa@cabrillo.k12.ca.us or through School Loop. It's still the best way to get me. And if you have any questions, concerns, and so I'm here to help. And I want to work as a team with each and every one of you to make sure that your son or daughter has success in my class, success in life, and I hope to see them at graduation walking down that aisle. So for now, okay, folks, have a fantastic night, and thank you for watching. Bye now.